What if the man you've spent your entire life wondering about was never the hero you imagined? What if your biggest family mystery turned out to be your mother's worst nightmare? Because Coronation Street is about to revisit one of the darkest chapters in Cassie Plummer's life. And the return of Ross Wilkes isn't just another family reunion. It's the return of a man connected to years of trauma, manipulation, and heartbreak. But the most devastating part? Tyrone has absolutely no idea who he's inviting back into his life. Welcome back to Coronation Street Update. If you love emotional Corrie breakdowns, shocking theories, and the biggest Weatherfield twists, don't forget to subscribe because this storyline could become one of the year's most heartbreaking family dramas. For years, Tyrone Dobbs searched for answers about where he came from. He discovered Evelyn. He reunited with Cassie. Piece by piece, his past slowly came into focus. But one enormous question remained unanswered. Who was his father? Now, that answer has finally arrived. And it couldn't have come at a worse time. Earlier this week, viewers witnessed an encounter that seemed completely ordinary. Cassie, devastated after her failed proposal to Steve McDonald, escaped to the Chariot Square Hotel hoping to drown her heartbreak. She drank. She flirted. She desperately tried to forget everything. Then a stranger started talking to her. At first, he seemed charming, friendly, innocent, almost comforting. For a brief moment, Cassie smiled. She had no idea who she was speaking to. But then everything changes. Without warning, his tone shifts. The warmth disappears. Instead, he begins judging her, criticizing her drinking, looking down on her with cruel contempt. The atmosphere instantly becomes unsettling. Something about this man feels wrong. Something familiar. And moments later, Cassie's entire world comes crashing down. As he signs the bill and walks away, she glances at the receipt. One name. 2 words. Ross Wilkes. In that instant, time seems to stop. Because standing in front of her wasn't a stranger. It was the man responsible for one of the darkest chapters of her entire life. Ross isn't simply Tyrone's biological father. He represents everything Cassie has spent decades trying to escape. When Cassie was only a vulnerable teenager, her life spiraled into addiction and exploitation. She believed people cared about her. They said she was manipulated, controlled, used. According to everything we know about her past, Ross was involved in circumstances surrounding Tyrone's conception while Cassie was still underage. That trauma has shaped every decision she's made ever since. Her addiction, her damaged relationships, her overwhelming feelings of shame. This isn't just ancient history. It's a wound that never truly healed. Psychologically, Cassie's reaction makes perfect sense. Trauma doesn't stay in the past. Sometimes, it waits. Years. Even decades. Then one unexpected moment. One familiar face. One familiar name. And suddenly you're reliving everything all over again. That's exactly what Coronation Street captures here. This isn't simply fear. It's survival. But while Cassie is falling apart inside, Tyrone is blissfully unaware. Hope and Ruby believe they're doing something wonderful. Wanting to help their dad, they track Ross down. They imagine giving Tyrone the family connection he's never had. It's innocent. It's heartfelt. But they have no idea they're opening a door that perhaps should have remained firmly shut. When Ross finally arrives at the bistro, Tyrone is stunned. After all these years, his father is standing right in front of him. It's the reunion he's never expected. But viewers know something Tyrone doesn't. This isn't the beginning of a happy family story. It could be the beginning of another nightmare. And that's what makes this storyline so emotionally powerful. Tyrone wants answers. Cassie wants distance. Ross wants... what exactly? That's the biggest mystery. Why no? Why has he appeared after all these years? Has he genuinely changed? Is he searching for redemption? Or is this simply another attempt to manipulate the people whose lives he has already destroyed? Soap history tells us one thing. Characters rarely return without a reason. And that reason is almost never innocent. The emotional conflict facing Cassie is almost impossible. Does she tell Tyrone everything? Does she expose Ross's past before her son forms any kind of relationship with him? Or does she stay silent, terrified that revealing the truth will destroy the fragile bond she spent years rebuilding with Tyrone? Either choice comes with devastating consequences. He says nothing. Ross gains access to her family. If she tells the truth, she risks reopening wounds that have barely healed. It's a cruel dilemma with no easy answer. Then there's Evelyn. She knows exactly what Ross represents. Years ago she made heartbreaking decisions she believed would protect both Cassie and Tyrone. Now history is threatening to repeat itself. Will Evelyn allow Ross anywhere near her grandson? Or will she fight with everything she has to keep him away? If anyone understands the danger Ross brings, it's Evelyn. My prediction? This isn't going to be a simple father and son reunion. It's going to become one of Coronation Street's darkest family confrontations. I think Ross's return will force long-buried truths into the open. Tyrone will eventually discover the full story behind his birth. When that happens, everything he thought he knew about his identity could be shattered forever. The biggest casualty may not be Cassie. It may be Tyrone himself. Because discovering the truth about your father can be life-changing. Discovering your father is tied to your mother's greatest trauma. That's something else entirely. One thing feels certain. Ross Wilkes hasn't returned just to say hello. His arrival threatens to rip open decades of buried pain. And if Cassie finally finds the strength to confront the man who changed her life forever, Weatherfield could be about to witness one of its most emotional showdowns in years. What do you think? Can Ross ever be redeemed? Should Cassie tell Tyrone the whole truth immediately? Will Tyrone reject his biological father once he learns everything? Or could Ross be hiding even more secrets that haven't been revealed yet? Share your theories in the comments below because this storyline is only just beginning. If you enjoyed today's breakdown, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss another Coronation Street spoiler, theory, or dramatic deep dive. Thanks for watching Coronation Street Update. Until next time, stay safe, stay curious, and keep watching Weatherfield's darkest secrets unfold.